Hi, happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. I hope everyone is well, still enjoying this glorious sunshine. I love it when it's warm. I do. It makes me very happy, Benny. It really does. We're going to do a block today. But first I'm going to do the challenge post. I remembered. Written all your names out, put them all on a bag. So we're going to do a little challenge post. It was all on triangles, wasn't it? So we're going to do that. And I've also got another little giveaway to show you as well. So, and then we're going to do a block today, which is applique. Sorry, excuse me, I feel my dress is slipping down. So, Sarah, yeah, it's hot. Damn hot. It is. I don't know why ever I say it's hot. It's always good morning Vietnam for me. It's hot. Damn hot. Really is. Excuse my language. Hi Sarah, you caught you live on my lunch break. Fabulous, Taryn, nice to see you, my love. So first things first, we are going to do the challenge post. So it was show me your triangles, some of you were brilliant. I loved it. Shirley, your flying geese, which was actually a picture of geese flying, which I really liked. That made me giggle. And Natalie, your triangle of chocolate cake. I did say think out of the box. Brilliant, loved it. But I put all of your names, and there was genuinely love a challenge post because we get to see all of your work, and it's just lush. Really love it, lush to see it all. So there was lots and lots of you entered. 58 of you or something entered. So I put you all in a bag. Okay, so I'm going to make a bit of noise and give this a good shake. I'm going to shake it off camera so you're not seeing the bingo wings shake. Hi Caroline, hi Anne, hi May, hi Karen. Hello my lovely, how are you all? So you're all in the bag. I'm going to have a good rummage around, make a lot of noise. Okay, let's have that side over there. Okay, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the winner is Sonia Condon. You, my dear, are the luckiest person in the world. How are you not won the lottery by now? So I've got a little bottle of breast press and a mini charm for you. Okay, so that's ready for you, my lovely. Are you coming to the class on Saturday? I can't remember if you are. If not, I'll get it in the post to you, lovely. So Sonia, well done for that one. Seriously, she's the luckiest girl ever. Really is. I'm going to slide that under there so I've got the winner on it. And then we've been sent these by EQS to give away to you guys. So you look so dressed in warm weather. I am very much dressed in warm weather. I need to be. got a summer dress on today, but yeah, you have to put up with my dodgy fat arms. So, but this has been sent to us by EQS, who are our Liberty wholesaler, who to promote the brand new Liberty range, which is called Heirloom. It's beautiful. I'm going to go over to the overhead actually so I can show you this properly. It's really, really pretty. There's like 16 in the range, but this has got 1, 2, 3, 4. This five piece fat quarter bundle. So you've got this stunning little floral. If I show you that there, you can see really pretty sort of hot pink and lilac. And then you've got sort of this, it's like almost like a sagey green. It's a real gentle green with, again, those colours in. You've got like a real traditional little Liberty print there, florals, and then that tiny little ditzy. I love this. I think it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we're going to give this little pack away. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to put a post onto our main Facebook page, not into Gigglers, onto our main Facebook page. And what I want you to do is you need to like the post and you need to share the post. Okay, I will be able to see if you've shared it. All right. So I want you to like the post and share it. And then on Tuesday next week, we will pull a winner from everybody who's liked and shared the post. All right. So good luck to those of you with that little small pile of fabric. I know it's beautiful, Karen, isn't it? Really, really gorgeous. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Hi, Patricia. Yeah. Hi, Christina. Hello. Yeah, love a bit of Liberty. And me, love. And me. Or the Christmas Liberty. That's already selling as well, actually. I know it's the C word, the Christmas word. But that is on the website as well if anybody wants to have a look at that. Hi, Grace. Hello, my darling. So this is going to be a little free giveaway. I will put a post up. You need to like and share the post in order to go into the draw. All right. So that's that. Yeah, it's called Heirloom. And it will be arriving in the shop at the end of June, beginning of July. Okay, so there's a little bit of blurb about it as well. But anyway, that's a little giveaway we're doing. So Right, what are we doing today? What are we doing? We're going to do a block. We're going to do a block. So I'm going to come over to the overhead, all right? And I fancy doing a bit of applique. We haven't done an applique block for ages. So, as you can see, this is how I work. Scruffy, scrappy, drawing out, sketching out idea, blah, blah, blah. Decided I wanted to do this like floral vine, okay? So I always sketch stuff out and then I refine it and all as and when. Thought, do you know what? I want this to be on a 12.5-inch block so that it's interchangeable with other 12.5-inch blocks. So if you're doing a sampler quilt, you can use it. So what I've done is I've scanned it for you. We'll put this on the website so that you can purchase it if you want to. I've done it just a single one like that, so you've got the design, okay, and then I've done this one so you've got the placement of the little circles, because I couldn't quite get it on an A4 piece of paper. But I've also done this for you as well, which is basically the 12.5-inch placement block, all right? So, but again, it has to be on A4, unfortunately, because that's what our scanner is. So you're going to have to join this. So what you want to do is just line these up like that, so that you've got your placement, okay? And this will then be a 12.5-inch block. Okay, are you all with us so far? Hi Lynn, how are you, lovely? There you go. So I'm going to stick this down, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to iron and starch my fabric. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of bonded applique today, which is using Bonder web and then using blanket stitch or straight stitch on our machines to join it all in. You could absolutely do this if you prefer with like needle turn. If you want to, you can use the same pattern and do it as needle turn. And just grab my starch savvy a minute. Now when I'm doing applique, so fall over. I do like to starch the bejesus out of my fabric. I just find you get less puckering and stuff. So I've cut a 13-inch square of my background fabric and I'm going to starch it. Okay. You like the beautiful vines? Ah, thank you, Karen. Thank you very much, Han. There we go. So starch that first, and then what I want to do is I like to use interfacing on the back. You don't have to. You don't have to, but I like to. I find my blocks, my applique blocks, just sit nicer. So I've got some fusible interfacing, just a medium weight. You could use firm weight. Light weight's too light if you're going to use it, but a medium or firm weight. Glue side down to the wrong side of my backing fabric, and we're going to fuse this down. Okay, so just line that up again. I cut a 12.5-inch of the interfacing, so it's going to have a little bit of leeway, and we're going to press and hold and add this on. Now I wanted to, how about showing how to use decorative stitches when applique? Oh yes, we could have a little play with that as well if you want, lovely. Yeah, if we got time we could do that, or I could maybe do that next week. Oh, I don't know what we're going to do next week. We'll definitely have a 1 o'clock on Tuesday. I might actually do it at 7 o'clock next week, because then Wednesday we're travelling down to Sandown, so we won't be anything on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday I'll do my usual walk-arounds from Sandown. So there will only be one next week, but I might do it at 7 o'clock because we're going to be packing the van in all, and it's might be easier for me to do it at 7. But I'll have a think about that and let you know, guys. Okay. But yes, we'll see what time we've got today, Karen. But we could always use decorative stitches as well. That's not a problem. Okay. Oh no, not quite. So we'll just give that another press. That's because I was busy reading comments and talking. I wasn't concentrating quite as much. There we go. So I've got that down now. Now the reason I've done your placement one is you can now use this to look through. Now I don't know if you're going to see this on camera. If you could hold it up to the window, but I can see that. I don't know if you can. And what you can do then is just give yourself some guidelines. Okay, so I'm just using a Frixion pen, or you could use a chalk pen, and I can just give myself some guidelines so that when I'm sticking my pieces down, I know it's in the right place. Here we go. So let's see, I've got a leaf there, and you don't have to draw the whole thing out. I'm just giving myself, I can put the tip of the leaf in there. Right, my vine is going to come down like this. There we go, like that, all the way down there. Now I'm going to draw that one in because I would back stitch that in. I've got a little one here like that, and all I'm doing, like you can see, just giving myself placement lines. I just find that this is a little easier when you're doing a applique. It just gives you a little bit of, yeah, all right, yeah, that's definitely there. And then I would do the same on this side. Okay, so I know that they are going to sit in. There's the leaf there, like that, and the leaf there, and then my big flower would be over here. I am absolutely happy once you've done these. If you then want to add in extra flowers, if you want to add in extra leaves, or you want to, you know, go off, you know, you actually want something to come up into here, you know, use parts of the vine to grow your block if you want to. All right, play around with the design. It's, you know, it's yours to play around with once you've bought it. All right, yeah. So, you know, I could then, you know, think, oh, actually, yeah, I don't want sort of too much here, but I'm going to add that piece in, you know, and have a slightly more complicated vine. Actually, I'd really like just one of those flowers right in the centre, like that. Play around with it. All right. Colouring books are great for it as well. Colouring books are brilliant for applique. So now I've just got a rough idea of where those pieces are going to be. You can see, you know, it really is very, very rough. We're going to use our Bonder web. And I know you guys have done this lots and lots before with me. So I've just realised I can't find my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? Because it's no good using a Frixion on the Bonder web, because the minute I touch it to the iron, that's it, it's gone. Well, my pencils have vanished. Where have all my pencils gone? Sorry guys, I'll have to just find a pencil. I wonder if I've got one in here. I'm sure that little Jonah Benjamin comes in and snaffles all my stuff. Pencils, pens just vanish in this place. There we go, found one. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to draw out our pieces. Now, on this big flower here, this is going to be in two pieces. So you've got like the tulipy shape here, and then you've got the little bit underneath. Remember, when you're doing applique, particularly bonded applique, you want to, so I've got the rough side down and I'm drawing on the paper side. You want to extend them, so where that's going to be sitting underneath this, just to extend it a bit, yeah, like that. So you're giving yourself, so you haven't got raw edge to raw edge, this one will sit underneath. I'm probably teaching you all to suck eggs here, aren't we? Because we've done applique before, but I wanted to draw a new design. And I had a bit of a rough night last night. I had a really bad allergic reaction to something. My husband did sausage mash, onion gravy. We've had it loads. I had those sausages before, but he did bubble and squeak and sausages. And I love piccalilli. And we opened a brand new, it was one from Lidl. It wasn't the usual brand. It was one from Lidl. And I'm wondering if there was something in there that set me off, because I had the worst allergic reaction last night. My husband was a bit like, oh God, we're going to have to EpiPen you, because I was bad. So I didn't get round to actually making one. I drew it all, and then we had tea, and then I didn't get to make it. So let's try this one as well. The thing I like about applique, my darlings, as well, is you can use up all your scraps. It's brilliant for little tiny pieces. You know, if you're one of those people that keep, again, this bit of the bud is going to sit underneath, so I want to make sure that extends a little bit. So that's the right bit there, but then we're going to extend it down a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to do it all, okay, because we'd be here for ages and ages, but I thought we could do a little bit, and we can have a play with my new machine and see what the blanket stitch is like on it, because again, haven't done that yet. So I grabbed a load of scraps, just literally out of my scrap bag, all different bits and pieces and stuff, and thought, right, okay, what do I want? What sort of sizing do I want? So I think I'm going to use a little bit of that for that big one. So cut out that big flower, and again, I'm cutting out bigger than the pencil line, like that. Okay, you can kind of hack it out a little bit. So I want a little bit of that for the main one, and that's the sort of round centre of the flower. I might go a bit darker purple on that one. Yeah, I'm going to go darker purple on that one. So that's those two. And I tend to audition them up as I'm thinking about the pieces with my scraps. I think, oh yeah, I want a flower in that colour, I want a leaf in this, or whatever. Okay, so Could use some of this green, couldn't we? There we go. So that will go on there. Let's have this other little leaf there. So that will go on there as well. And then the smaller flower, what should we have that? Should we have a bit of orange? Should we have a bit of orange? Yeah, why not? These are little leftover mini charm squares that, you know, not enough to do anything else with. They've gone in my scrap. So I thought, well, let's use them. And then I could use that. What have I got? A bit of yellow or something? Yeah, we can use a little bit of yellow on that one. All right. So the nice thing about this as well is with scraps, you can also, if you wanted, oh, I want those colours, you can use those bits as well. All right. So how is everybody? What's everybody up to? Anybody up to anything exciting? Anybody doing, oh, I've lost a leaf. There it is. So obviously with Bond Web, you're going to iron it onto the back of your fabric, glue side down. You know, for anything like me, I've done it many times. I've ruined several irons because you just carry on, pootling away, iron, 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 and then suddenly, and it's one's the wrong way up. And you've got it all over your iron. So there we go. And that one there. Again, make sure it's really nice and adhered to with the Bonder Web. This is a little bit teaching you to suck eggs on this, isn't it? Because you've all done it. I'm sure you've all done a bit of bonded applique before, but I thought, well, why not? We haven't done any for a little while. So who's coming to see us at Sandown next week? Anybody in particular? Anybody coming to see us? I know, Lynn, you said you might be coming to see us, which would be lovely to see you in person, Medea. Anybody else live in that area? Is anybody else going to venture out? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to watch me cut them all out now. You're watching in the shade of the garden. Ah, oh, lovely. It's actually not too bad in the shop. We're quite lucky. It's freezing cold in the winter. Absolutely freezing cold, the shop. But the shop does stay quite cool in the summer. So when we come out the door, it does kind of hit you a little bit. What I'm doing now is obviously cutting out on the drawn line. So I get that really nice crisp shape. There we go. Like that. There's the first one. Let's get rid of that scrap there. Don't need any of those bits. This is the bit that's going to sit underneath. So we cut it a little bit bigger on the overlap. There we go. And then this is the smaller one. Around we go there. The those red wick panels that I showed you last week, there are not many left. I'm almost through the second bolt that I had put aside for a Chanda. So I'm not sure, Chanda Crane Craft, whatever it is now. I'm not sure they're actually going to make it to there. They are selling like hotcakes. So if you wanted one, I'm going to suggest you get one quite quickly, guys, okay? Because they are going really, really quickly. That'll be that flower. And then obviously, yeah, you've still got loads there I can use. You could almost use these bits as well, you know. You'd get another piece out of that if you wanted to, if you want to be really frugal. But you could needle turn this as well. You know, we've done needle turn a few times. But you would use this exactly the same way, you know, same thing, but you wouldn't use Bonder Web, you'd use your freezer paper, yeah? And then just add this one on. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to do the whole thing because we'd be here for hours, not hours, but a while. So... I need a new book recommendation, ladies, as well. Has anybody read anything good recently? I'm really enjoying. I'm reading these books called, they're the Rivers of London books. But you know, when you've read 3 in a row out of a series, you think, I really do need to just change it up before I get on to the next one. Well, that's what I need. I need a new series, ladies. What's everyone reading at the moment? Can anybody recommend anything? Right. So we're going to go back to this here, okay, which is our background square, which we had those sort of placement lines on. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I've kind of drawn through, all right? And then we're going to use those placement lines to get this nice and neat. So I've scored the back of the paper, pulled that off like that, okay? And that one's going to sit like that, and I can use that placement line to make sure it's right. First of all, before I stick that down, I want to add in the bit underneath. Anybody got any book recommendations? What you're all reading? Anybody got anything they want to share with me? Right, so there we go. So I'm using that placement line. I know that's going to sit like that, and that's going to sit on the top like that. Oh, I like the fact that that worked out with that little bit of scrap there. I'm going to add a little leaf in here. Lost a leaf, another leaf again. That one leaf keeps going, doesn't it? So that one's going to sit, there we go. I've just got the tip there, so we can do that to there like that. What have I done with that other leaf? Don't know. Lost it. You've lost it. It's flapped away somewhere. Ugh. I'm terrible with applique. Hang on. Is it gone underneath? No. It's probably on the floor. It's probably like fluttered away. Oh no, there it is. Good grief. Can't see for looking. It's literally on the board there. Okay, let's get rid of that bit of paper. I'm being rubbish today, aren't I? And there we go. So let's make sure that that one is like that. So there's my placement. So make sure it's sitting on like that. And then we'll put this last one on. So use those placement lines. I haven't done the other leaves or any of the dots. I didn't think necessarily we needed to do that at the present. Otherwise we really would be here forever. You could free motion into this if you wanted to, you know, do some free motion embroidery into it. You could do that for the vine. I'm probably going to back stitch the vine with some cotton perlé or something. So that's going to sit under there like that. There we go. And you can see, you can start to kind of build up that design. All right. I'm going to just gently iron that in place like that. This is why you don't use a Frixion to do your placement lines. Use a a chalk pencil or something that's washable, because I'm losing my vine. But I can put that back in. I can put the grid back underneath very easily and redraw anything if you do anything like that. Okay, let's flap away on that a second. So what's that? Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. Really addictive. You've enjoyed them. Ooh, okay. I will have a look at that, my lovely. I'll get on that in a second. Right, so let me just put that vine back in. There we go. It's there to there to there, like an S shape, and then my other leaves would be here, wouldn't they? But like I said, I can put the plan back underneath and redraw. But what I wanted to do really was have a look at the blanket stitch on this first. Okay, so over to the machine, guys. I always feel a bit like it's cheating showing you applique, because it's something we've done so many times before, but it's a different design. So what I'm going to do is I've set up the machine to do blanket stitch. I've got a black in there, but you could do matching colours if you wanted to. Okay, and I'm just going to drop my needle in and my foot down. All right. Now with blanket stitch, let me just see if I can get this a weeny bit closer for you so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully that's a bit closer. So I'm just checking on the camera. There we go. That's a little bit better for you. So hopefully it won't wobble too much. I've turned the machine right down so that I can learn it as well. The thing with blanket stitch is you need to learn your machine. Okay, you need to learn what the rhythm of your machine is. Okay, now on my old brother it was a 5-step, and it would go forward, backwards, forward, in, out, like that. So you need to know when it finishes the stitch. So on my brother it was when it finished there. This one I think is 1 down in, 1 down in. So I'm going to go really slowly to start with to learn that. Down in, so 1 down. Oh no, it's just a simple 1 stitch, this one. There's about 8 different blanket stitches on this. So it's forward, in, out, forward, in, out. That finishes the stitch. So it's all about learning when to stop. To get in neat blanket stitch, it's about learning when to stop. And what I'm doing is I'm not concentrating on the needle, I'm concentrating on keeping the edge of the needle right on the edge of the fabric. Lynn, what's that? A.W. Hortin, Sheila... Oh, sorry, I can't quite read that. The Sheila Bled series, book 1, the Paris package, historical fiction. Oh, I love a bit of historical fiction. Outlander would be my Desert Island books. Well, cross stitch the original, not the... There we go, like that. When I've got right to that tip like that, I'm going to come round and pivot. So I've left my needle in so I can pivot round, okay? Oh, come on. This is me getting used to my machine. There we go. And you can, once you've kind of learnt it. Now, you don't have to have it jumping in as much as I am. You can have a much narrower blanket stitch. That's on any machine. You can, adjust the width of your blanket stitch anytime at all, okay? So it doesn't like jump into the fabric quite as much. There we go. Back there. And then you're just going to work your way round these shapes, all right? It was a bit wonky on that bit, but like I said, I've not practiced on when you've got a new machine with what your different stitches are. But like Karen said, like the vine, I could back stitch this, but you could also use decorative stitches for the vine. If you've got like a little stem stitch or something like that, what I'll do is I'll have a play over the weekend and we can have a look at that another time using decorative stitches, okay? And then you're going to keep carrying around, okay? So I always tend to do the whole in fact actually no, I'll just knit down this side quickly all the way around. I'm still not quite used to this machine. Getting there. The more I play on her, the more I love her. There we go. And I'm always trying to stop when the needle's on the outside as it finishes the stitches. I do actually know there is a function on this machine which finishes the stitch for you, no matter where you start, where you take your foot off. But I haven't worked that out yet. I need to work that out. Hi Beth, how are you? You're still in Disney. I didn't realise you were still there, my darling. I thought you were coming home today. You're having an amazing time. I hope my boy is behaving himself. Come on. There we go. Right. That's a little bit messy. You could use a satin stitch. Oh, yes, that would be nice, Karen. We could absolutely use a satin stitch for that. Oh, that was a bit messy there. But what I want to do is just talk you through this over here on the overhead camera. So we'll come back over here. Nope. Oh, that one there. Haha. So all I've done is go, I did make a mess of that last little bit. Never mind. That's because I was all excited to hear from Beth. Oh, are we back over here? There we are. So what I've done, if I hold that up for you, I've just done my blanket stitch all the way round there. Now you could match your cotton, colour with your fabric if you wanted to. I quite like a black or a dark blanket stitch. I like that look, that kind of sort of naive folk art type look. But I always try and look at the pieces and see what my main piece, my whole shape is first. Because you wouldn't want to come up round here and then round the top of there and then round and then do that little bit. Keep that piece as a whole piece. And then I would go back in and do that, okay? Leaves are quite nice and easy, but again with this one I would do the whole of that and then I would do that little bit. It gives a better look to it if you sort of plan a little bit where your blanket stitch is going to go rather than be sort of a bit willy-nilly with it. With the vine, you could absolutely just, if you like hand stitching, you could use something, if I show you here, something like a cotton perlé, okay, just a cotton perlé thread and just back stitch it in if you wanted to. You could just back stitch that to make your vines. You could, if you wanted to, a really good suggestion from Karen, use we could try that. We've got time, we could try that. Use a really small satin stitch, really, really close together to make your vines. We'll have a little play with that now. Or you could, if you wanted to, just straight stitch it. If you are maybe doing free motion embroidery and just doing some straight stitching around these pieces, just do that lovely sweep with the machine. Okay. Does an open toe foot help when you're seeing stitches? Yes, it does. And I should have put that on. Hang on, let me come back over here. Let me see. So if I'd thought about it, I should have put this one on. I should have put this one on, which is a nice open toe foot. And that would have been a lot easier. I could have seen the stitches. I didn't think. You could couch a thicker thread or beads down over it. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Sarah did a little bit of couching on a 1 o'clock. So should we just see? Let me see if I can work out. Right, you're going to have to put up with this a second, guys. So if I go to that one, that's my zigzag. If I make it smaller and then the stitches close, really close together, ooh, like that, that should be my satin stitch. Let's try this. In fact, let's change the foot. That's a good plan, isn't it? Let's just quickly change the foot. Yeah, I like that idea of a bit of couching. You know, that would be lovely. Change the foot, so that's there like that. I love how this changes feet. And this one is foot 20C, so I do have to change that as well. So I need to work out how to program in my favourite feet so they're right at the top. 20C, where are you? 20C, there we go. So that's now an open toe foot on, which means I'll be able to see my line a little bit better, won't it? Right, let's see if I got the settings right on this. Put my needle in. I like to put my needle down manually just to work out where I'm going. And then, there we go. So it's doing a really tiny little zigzag, like that, all the way down. You could do this in like a green thread or like a metallic thread or something. There we go. I'm just going to do a little bit to get me to that first leaf. I could even go smaller than that. I could go closer together again. Let me make it a wee... Oh, no, I'm going to go to the first leaf so that it doesn't look too odd. There we go. What I'm going to do is make it just a weeny bit wider. Let's try that. And a little bit closer together. There we go. And I think that's going to give me a... Move that up a little bit. There we go. There's my satin stitch happening now. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to keep the line that I drew in the centre. There's a little mark on the foot, which is, I'm just keeping the line right in the centre so that the needle does all the work for me. I mean, I would probably have done this in green, but I've got black on there. It's fine. I'm going with that sketchy folklore type look. There we go. All the way down to the edge of there, and then cut my thread. So that was just by what I did there was, hang on, I'll come over here and show you. Back to here. I actually like the slightly thicker one. I can go back over this here. So what I did was, so it's a normal zigzag stitch. So you know your zigzag stitch. You're going to reduce the stitch length, and you can do this on any machine. You're going to reduce the stitch length right down so that the zigzag is really close together. And then you can then decide on what width it is. Now I've done this quite small because I want it to be quite a small, like vine shape. You know, so I didn't want the line to be too thick and bulky. I wanted a quite nice thin one. So reduce, where it says the zigzag, reduce that down to like, this was on 1.5, so it was quite little. And then my stitch length was really close together, almost at 0, to give me that nice stem stitch. You know, which gives you a really nice bold. It means you, if you don't want to do any hand sewing, gives you that, can you see it? Gives you that nice clean. And because we've got the interfacing on the back, nothing's puckering. Okay, nothing's puckering or anything. So that's another way you could do the vines. You could, if you really wanted to, you could do this satin stitch round all of these shapes as well. There's no reason at all why you couldn't do that. It doesn't have to be blanket stitch. That satin stitch would actually look lovely round there. You could mix and match your stitches, make it a bit eclectic. So that was kind of it for today, guys. You know, nothing drastically new there. I mean, obviously the design is new because I drew it last night. So we're making you learn my machine. Yes, you really are. I like it. Keep throwing stuff at me. No, I like that. I like it because it's making me look at it and try different things and remembering where this stuff is. Nothing drastically new there, just a new design. But sometimes it's nice to do. I like a bit of applique sometimes, it's a bit different, isn't it? And make a, if I did lots of florals on there, make a really pretty cushion front, or you could do make a project wallet, or the a bag for a pocket on a bag or something. Obviously it's looking a little sparse there, but there's other bits to add in. You can add in like little circles and stuff, which I think always look quite pretty as well. You add those in. Now I would probably check out your machine, use those decorative stitches, see if you've got a circle. See if you've got a circle decorative stitch. You could add those in, couldn't you? Or you could just cut them out of fabric, stick them on, and then stitch into them. Entirely up to you. That could be a little button or a bead or something, or a little sequin, if you want to. Play around with it. That's it, my darlings. What machine am I using? I've got the brand new from J&B, the Benina B. I'm just checking I make B570 series one. It's the quilters edition, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I've only had her 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks. I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed with her. She's a joy to sew on. So through J&B Sewing, if you check out their website, they've got some amazing deals on there. So it's the Benina B570 quilters edition that I'm using. It's genuinely a joy to use, really is. I think that's it, my darlings, for me this week. Sarah will be here tomorrow. She's going to do the book weight part 2, because book weight part 1 is now legendary in the history of 1 o'clocks because of the giggles that her and Josh got. So let's see if see how she does. I will put a little link on to win this little Liberty bundle. Not a link, sorry. I will put a post on our main page. I want you to like, but you need to share it, okay? Either share it to don't just share it to gigglers, because all the gigglers will know it's there. Share it to another sewing group maybe that you're part of, or just share it on your own personal page. It's all about spreading the love, all right? So like and share to go in for a little fat quarter bundle. It's not a little fat quarter bundle, there's 1.25 fabric there, so it's nice, from the new Liberty range. I will see you next week. It might be at 1 o'clock, it might be at 7 o'clock, haven't decided yet. I will let you know over the weekend. Sian will put a post out to say when it is, and then we're off to Sandown, so hopefully we'll see some of you there. Take care, guys. Bye.